What's up, world? It's your boy KP. Got that boy DJ Wonderboy on the ones and twos. You tune into the Atlanta Sports OGs podcast. You know we are the authority on all things Atlanta sports, whether we talking about college football, Georgia Tech, UGA, dogs in the house. We talking about basketball. You know them Hawks with the threes. And we talking about rise up Atlanta Falcons. And we talking about the Braves. Whatever it is, ATL Sports, we going to give it to you real raw because we are always imitated but never duplicated. What's up, DJ Wonderboy? What you got today?
Hey, KP, what's going on, man? It's our favorite time of the year. All things Atlanta
Yes,
sports are
sir.
popping right now. Everything at the same time, man. So it's a beautiful time to be an Atlanta sports fan, man.
I love it, man. I love it. Like you said, this is the best time of the year. We got baseball, we got college football, we got NFL football, and soon my other favorite sport basketball, is going to be jumping off real soon. So we eating good right now.
Yes,
So DJ
yeah, that's right.
Wonderboy, what we jumping into today?
Well, we just talked about the Atlanta Falcons, their first game. You actually gave a very good breakdown of that. So, they got the dub. You know what I'm saying? They're a game above 500 for the first time in 5 years. Okay. So we got to just be thankful for that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we're going to talk about the upcoming game against the Green Bay Packers. They're coming into Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So we're going to jump into that a little bit. And also, just have a little bit of talk about Trey Young. I know y'all might be asking, what you talking about Trey Young for? I mean, well, it's not basketball season right now, but you know how we do. We got to cover it all and give all of y'all some food for thought. So we're going to jump into both of those things, man.
Excellent. Before we jump into what we're talking about as far as week 2 against the Packers, and it's a home game too, so y'all make sure y'all pull up on the bins early, get it loud, make the Packers uncomfortable. I gave my keys on what
Okay.
happened last week. DJ Wonderboy, what maybe one or two keys do you have on what you saw in game 1? What'd you walk away thinking?
Okay. First of all, Jesse Bates, if he continues to play at a consistent level defensively, we know he's not going to get 2 picks every game, but if he continues to fly around the football field like he's doing, that could be the best free agent signing, not just defensively. It could be the best free agent signing in the league if he plays, just consistently flying, all over the field. Secondly, can we protect Desmond Ridder? Is there a way that we can protect this guy? We talk about how well we run block, but we can't even time to get rid of the football. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, hey, we got to do better than that. So, and just another takeaway is just that our running game, if we can really find a way to get some balance, our running game can be almost unstoppable.
I agree. I mean, phew. And Cordell Patterson didn't even play. That's the
Didn't even
crazy
play.
part. He
He didn't
wasn't
need
even
to.
on the field. And
He didn't
Bijan
even
got
dress
busy.
out.
Right, he didn't dress out. Tyler Algier got busy, and I agree with you. I mean, I think I said that as well. Jesse Bates is looking like the best signing of all the free agency, and he really set the
Yeah,
tone for the defense, and I love it, man. So I would like to see that continue. I think we had an attitude change with him and Calais Campbell coming in. They really got these guys to buy into what coach was saying. Obviously we
yeah,
moved on from DPs, which he was a great coach. I think he was a little bit old at that point, but the defense looks much better. So before
yeah.
we get into game 2, y'all know that the boys are brand ambassadors. DJ Wonderboy, who was this episode brought to you by?
Man, we got to give a huge shout out to Fresh Division, man. They have been showing us a lot of support. So make sure you check them out at freshdivision.com. And yo, it's a dope brand, man. They really show a lot of love to the sneaker connoisseurs. So we got to give a shout out to them for showing us love and support and really holding us down from day one, man.
And that's Fresh Division, fresh with a Z. And it'll be on the
Yes.
screen as well. You can also find it in the description as well. Check out freshdivision.com. With all that being said, it's time to get excited. Week 2 is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
you know me. I am the Kool-Aid man. I'm already stamping it. I don't care who's jumping on this train. I'm on the train early. We are winning the NFC South. Yeah, I said it. I
Oh
said it. We
man,
gonna win the NFC South, okay? In
you
spite of
jinxing
Desmond
us.
Ridder not passing the ball down the field.
You jinxing us. You jinxing us.
Hey,
Well,
what did Rex Ryan say? Rex Ryan said it's always good when expectations are high. That's what we should want. So we should be jumping on it right now.
yeah,
I'm kicking
yeah.
the door in, then Kool-Aid Man Kevin. Okay? Kool-Aid Man KP is here.
Oh, you know what? I hope you're right. Really and truly hope that you're right. But the two things is gonna have to happen, man. Two things is we're gonna have to protect the quarterback and we're gonna have to get to the quarterback. And I told you coming into this season that I didn't really see, we don't have a fire breather coming off the edge. We don't have that dude coming off the edge that can just take over a game. We don't have him. Micah Parsons is showing you what a team can do when you got that dude on the edge, and we don't have that dude. So, you know, hey, I'm with you. I want to see this happen. I think it needs to happen for this regime to stay intact. I think they're gonna have to do something like this, because otherwise they're on the hot seat next year. So, hey man, I'm optimistic. We're gonna be a lot better than what we were. But winning the NFC South, it might take 11 games to be honest with you, because I think the Saints are gonna be better than what we think they are.
Hey, we got that. I ain't worried about the Swampers at all. We got that. The Swampers don't even worry me. Because Derek Carr gonna Derek Carr at some point. Okay? He has played one game. He gonna Derek Carr at some point. And I like Mike Thomas. You know, he's a great player, phenomenal player, but the guy has not proven to stay healthy for a whole season. Can Alvin Kamara stop
True.
putting his hands on people? Okay, so I mean, I'm not really worried about them. They got their own things to sort out. I agree with you. I do wish we had a Micah Parsons, shoot a Miles Garrett. That's a
Yeah,
fire breather. You saw it
yeah,
too. He's putting pressure, man. But I do think Calais Campbell will start to make an effect. I'm really hoping that we see and Lorenzo Carter, man. We need to give him some credit. We always talk about
yeah,
guys not
we
getting
do.
to the quarterback. He consistently does that for us. I want to see Edmund Cady take that next step, and I still haven't seen it. So,
True.
and D'Angelo Malone, I need to put out an APB for you, bro. I don't even remember seeing you on the
Man,
field, sir.
wanted poster, man. Wanted poster.
Yeah, we need to put him on a milk
Gone.
crate.
Yeah, man, he's missing.
So, with
He's
all
missing.
that being said, man, what are your keys to success, DJ Wonderboy, for game two? Now, we know it's a home game, so that is in our
Right.
favor. Well, what do you see that we need to do to come out of game two with the dub?
Well, first and foremost, man, let me tell you right now, it is unacceptable, flat out unacceptable for Drake London to not catch a pass in a football game. Even one pass is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
It's unacceptable. Well, Kyle Pitts had a phenomenal catch, like that shows off his athleticism. But the bottom line is, man, teams are going to start to key in on what we do best.
Right,
Carolina doesn't have a good defense. They're average, but at the end of the day, the Packers are watching that tape and they're saying, okay,
right,
Bijan, we see what they're going to do with the screens. We see, Tyler Algier in the interior run game. We know if we shut that down, Desmond Ridder is not getting the ball downfield. Green
right.
Bay has a good enough defense. They've got a good enough defense to force the issue. So my number one point that we're going to have to focus on is we're going to have to protect Desmond Ridder enough and give him at least a solid 2, 3 seconds to get the ball downfield to two dynamic weapons in the pass game, Drake London and Kyle Pitts. And if you can't do that, man, you're not going to win this game, period.
Yeah, I agree. From what I see, I'm a little worried that maybe we're overrating the Packers defense just a little bit because they did play the
Okay.
Bears. The Bears have no
True.
offensive line. Justin Fields is running
True.
for his life again. Hopefully this brother don't get hurt. Is the way that he's going to end up like Robert Griffin because there's no protection for him.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
well as they don't really have a solid run game. They haven't been able to establish that. They have no solid
That's true.
defense. So, I mean, I'm sure the offensive linemen are gassed because they're just like, man, we're out here pass blocking the whole game because we can't
Yeah.
consistently
Yeah.
run the ball. So I think, like you said, teams are going to start scheming for us running the ball. The one thing I do like going into week two where they don't have any film, yeah, you may have film from last year, but you don't have any film with this three-headed monster adding CP back in. Now, if CP plays, that gives us another element to the offense that no one has seen yet, which should be in our advantage. So I do love that.
I agree.
To your point, we do have to get the ball out. Kyle Pitts had 2 catches? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith, did he even get targeted? And this guy was supposed to be a big free agency signing.
I don't think he did.
I don't remember. I mean, maybe he did target Drake. I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember us even throwing the ball his direction.
I think officially he had 1 target. I think officially, but yeah, that's unacceptable, man.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I didn't see Hollins really have an effect on the game, and one of my biggest disappointments was special teams. That was one of the areas I was actually really disappointed that we did a trash job on the return game. You know, on our kicking off and punting, we did great. We got the ball downfield. We hit the man immediately. But on special teams, I mean, is it going to be Scotty Miller? Is it going to be somebody else? And Scotty Miller, lean in. Come talk to the Kool-Aid man. I need you to actually catch the ball.
Man.
That's a key part of returning is catching the ball.
Catch the ball.
And maybe that'll be different because then with CP in, that's really more his job anyway. So we'll see.
Right. But speaking of CP though, where is he? Like, is he going to be activated for this game? I mean, we don't really hear any dialogue about where the hell he even is.
No, because he was in street clothes, and even when I went to the preseason game, he was in. You know, obviously he should have probably been in street clothes that game. Although some of the other starters did dress out, but he was clearly still nursing an injury. We have no idea what that is, and I think the Falcons are obviously playing that close to the vest as they should. Hopefully he'll be back, because I think that's a major weapon that we need, that we're missing right now. That really helps open up the pass game. Because with him on the field, you could actually get really creative and put all 3 of them on the field at the same time, and nobody knows what's really happening here, because he can line up as a wide receiver. And I kind of think the CP might end up being our number 2 receiver, because I don't know who the number 2 is. What you got on that?
Man, listen, here, I'm going to put this in perspective for you, KP. All right. Now, the last 3 drafts, okay? You're talking about Kyle Pitts, you're talking about Drake London, Bijan Robinson. Bijan is probably going to end up being the guy, I think, that is the most valuable out of all 3. But listen, for this team to be successful, like really, really successful, 3 first-round draft picks, you need all 3 of those guys to be Pro Bowl caliber. If you listen to what you just said, you just said you don't even know who the number 2 receiver is. That's ludicrous. Think about what you just said. That's ludicrous. When you have Kyle Pitts and you have Drake London, you put those 2 guys on 2/3 of every team in the league, and they're instant Pro Bowler. So, you know, my thought process is, it's just ridiculous that we're even having this conversation wondering who the number 2 receiver is. So, I mean, honestly, you probably are going to have to go, you know, because at this point, Kyle Pitts and Drake London, we don't know how they fit into the offense because he can't even get the ball out.
Right.
So even when you talk about CP coming in, you can't get the ball out to 2. What make you think you're getting it out to a 3rd? So well, I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
Maybe we can run CP on some quick slants or something like that. He can catch the ball out the flat, so that gives us something. I think what I would like to see, and this is a big ask, so I'm gonna preface this by this, but you know I like to ask big because you get big results. We actually need to go more the route of what Kansas City does. Instead of Drake being the one, Kyle Pitts should be the one, like Travis Kelce, and then Drake work off the 2 that way. I think that will open up things a lot more, especially the way they move Travis Kelce around. And if you look at what Kyle Pitts can do, he can do all those same things and has the perfect build for it. And he's probably faster than Travis Kelce. Now, Travis Kelce, a way perfect route runner, perfect football player. But I think that's the way you utilize and maximize his talent. I want to see that happen here and not somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Now, let me ask you this. Jordan Love, he had a great game. He had a great game against the Bears. How do you foresee him matching up with our secondary?
Oh, I love it because our secondary is
Mhm.
coming in with a big chip on their shoulder. You got two
Okay.
big takeaways in the game and shut the door on a rookie quarterback. Now, Jordan is not a traditional rookie, but he actually is his first year starting. He's been in
Yeah.
the NFL, but again, this is his first year starting. So I love it. I think that Jesse Bates is going to be ready to go. I love what he's done on the back end of the defense. If Jeff Okudah plays, I think that makes us even better. Trey Flowers has proved that he still got something left in the tank, which is really good. And then, of course,
Right.
my boy 2-4, he gonna show up and do what he does. Now, I like the fact when we start talking about 2-4, and if y'all don't know who 2-4 is, then you're not a real Falcons fan, okay?
That's
When
right.
we start talking about this young man, what I do like about his game is he isn't predicated on stealing or intercepting the ball. He plays the ball, but he will also hit you and take the ball out of your
Yeah.
hands. He will
He's
separate you
very
from the
physical.
ball. He is not
He's
afraid to be
physical. Yeah.
physical. What I do need him to do is stop getting penalties. You're a little too
Yeah.
handsy. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it. What do you think?
Yeah. I agree with you. I think we match up very well with their wide receivers. And to go to your point with the boy Terrell, he doesn't track the ball well enough. And that's why he ends up getting hands on receivers. He really doesn't. You'll see him playing the receiver and the ball is like right above his head. It's like, come on, man, track the ball, and I think he gets in situations where he almost has to put hands on the receiver because he knows the ball is close.
Right.
So, other than that, man, I mean, I actually think that we probably have, probably like a top 5 or 6 secondary in the NFC. I mean, we got a very good secondary. It's probably the strength of our defense, to be honest with you. Um,
Yeah.
so I like the matchup. I definitely like the matchup. But man, you know how we do. We put stuff on wax. You know what I mean? We put things on wax right here. So give me a final score. Give me your score.
Oh man. So last week we got 24 points. Uh
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go with 27. Because I think Young Wei Koo
Okay.
gonna be the difference maker. He gonna make a kick that we need at some point. I don't know if it's gonna be the game winning kick.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna salt the ball away with the running game. So I'm gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
I'm gonna go 27-13 because we're gonna get some sort of takeaway that causes them guys not to get that 14. So that's what I'm gonna go
Okay.
with. What you
Okay.
got?
All right. All right. I like that. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 27-21. All right. Now
Ooh,
here's the
okay.
thing.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be closer. I think it's gonna be closer because you got a little bit more of a veteran and experienced team in the
Right.
Panthers. The Panthers got a lot of young players. They got a lot of young players. And Jordan Love, he's not a traditional rookie quarterback, but he still, has some experience and comfort inside of playing inside, an NFL game. But here's one thing that we did not mention. I've always thought that the key for the Falcons this year was going to be the red zone efficiency. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
got into the red zone 3 times. They scored 3 times, touchdowns. That's going to be very huge for them. And that's where their running game is very, very important. So I think that for the Falcons to keep winning in general, they got to keep their red zone efficiency as high as possible.
Facts. Facts.
So yeah, so that's where Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson are probably going to be even more valuable because it's tough trying to stop them, inside the 20 when at that point you can't really full on blitz, Ritter anyway,
Right.
because you got to
Right.
drop so many guys back into coverage. So what I'll say is my thought process is I think we'll definitely put up another touchdown, but I just think that Jordan Love presents enough issues to us to where they will, score at least a touchdown more than what the Panthers did.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. I guess for me, I'm not so worried about about their wide receivers because they don't. I mean, last time I checked, Devontae Adams is in is in Las Vegas. Alan
Yeah,
Lazard
yeah,
is in New York. So
True.
I'm not so worried about those
True.
guys. And then I'm not really worried about their running game. Their defense is what worries me. So I would say,
Yeah.
here's my
Yeah.
two recipes, or maybe I'll give you three. Here's my three things that you need to do to be successful to win the game. Number one,
Okay.
Arthur Smith, I need you to get more creative on offense. I am not seeing the creativity. You have the toys. I mean, I didn't see John O. Smith get used. I didn't see Drake London get used. Kyle Pitts was underused. I didn't see, there wasn't no Scotty Miller sighting, wasn't no Holland sighting. So what are we doing here? So that's something I need to see. And I need to see Bijan actually be used in the pass game too. I didn't see that. So, and that's a lot to ask for game one, but I do need him to be more creative.
It is. Yeah.
So that's number one. I think if he gets more creative, that helps Desmond get the ball out, as opposed to us holding the ball and helping him, he can get the ball down the field on a big play over and over again. Number two.
No doubt.
Number two, we have to get some level of pass rush on this man because, again, this is only his second start. Now, where we do have the advantage is the secondary. I think our secondary is going to make him hold the ball because nobody's going to really be open like that over and over again. So we got to get home.
Right.
That's really, really important. And then number three, we have to do a better job on special teams. Everybody be like, oh, it's not that important. Man, if we can actually get some plus yards on punt returns and on kickoff is kickoff. It's not really an opportunity like that anymore with the rule changes.
Yeah.
But on the punt return, we got to get some positive yards, man. We didn't get any last week.
Yeah.
You know, so I want to see that improve as well. So I think those are the three things. If we can do those three things, we'll come up with a dub. And of course, fans, we need y'all to show up, rise up, and be loud.
No doubt. No doubt.
What's your three keys to success?
I was just going to say, when it comes to the crowd, I wasn't at the game, but from people that I talked to who were at the game, they said, you know, it was a pretty electric atmosphere. Offense struggling at times didn't help. But it got kind of boring there in the middle of the game, man, because,
it did.
Offense, you know, I heard a few boos kind of come out, man, because the offense just wasn't doing anything. But my three keys are pretty similar to yours, man. I think number one, you know, run the football efficiently, but do more things to get Bijan involved in different ways, period. You know, number two, same thing, man. You got to put some heat on Jordan Love. Now, the Packers do have a pretty decent offensive line, so that's actually one of the, you know, strengths of their offense. They can protect them, you know, for the most part, but the secondary is going to have to, you know, shore up in coverage. No doubt about that. And then number three, man, I just really feel like clock management is going to be important too. Like, you know, having these quick 3 and outs where it's just like one throw, two throws, then you try to run the football on 3rd and long. Nah, Arthur Smith, you got to do better than that. So those are my keys, man.
Yeah, because he had a couple 3rd and longs. I was like, what are we doing? And that's when the people were booing. Yeah. But it got so quiet. Yeah. It was some points like you could hear just regular conversation because it got so boring.
Yeah.
You're like, what are we doing here? So, you know, fortunately, you know, we were able to obviously get some electric plays thanks to Jesse Bates and Bijan. But like you said, the man showed when he got the ball, he was the right draft pick. Now we just got to keep giving him the ball. So definitely. All right, so you heard it from the OGs that we both say that the Falcons coming out with a dub. DJ Wonderboy not ready to get on the Kool-Aid train with me to say we're going to win the NFC South. Not yet. It's okay, man. Nah, man. Hey, jump on the train with your boy. Drink some Kool-Aid with me, man. We winning the NFC South. You heard it here first. Okay?
It's on wax. So I'm going to hold you to that, man.
Hold me to it, man. I'm going to be a front runner for my home squad team. Somebody got to do it.
I'm a realist, man. I don't want to be disappointed.